and Organizational Behavior by Jared Aragon. About me, about myself. I grew up on a ranch and enjoy spending time doing carpentry, welding, and raising cattle. Working with horses and playing guitar has been an enjoyable part of my life growing up here in Las Vegas. I've grown up here all my life. Um, this is my senior year at Highlands, and I'm ready to get this done already. So, what is motivation? The term is a physi- the definition is a physiological process that create direction and maintain persistence of chosen actions that are goal oriented. Motivation is a key factor into getting people to work progressively, productively, and efficiently. There are two types of theories of motivation. One is Maslow's need hierarchy theory. It focuses on more complex individual needs, and it is also one of the more widely known theories of motivation. The next one is McClelland's motivational need theory. It focuses on achievement and relation to motivation. Who is Abraham Maslow? Abraham Maslow was born in 1908. He was a psychology professor at Alien International University, the New School of Social Research, and Columbia University. He is most known for focusing on positive aspects of individuals. He is also the 10th most cited psychologist of the 20th century. So he's pretty popular and his work is pretty well researched. A great quote by him is, "If you plan on being anything less than you are capable of being, you will probably be unhappy all the days of your life," which helps in motivating, keeping your goals relevant and within reach. Here's his need hierarchy theory. It goes from the bottom being the most basic to the top being the more complex. The first two are physiological and safety needs. Next is belonging, then esteem, then self actualization. So, what are physiological needs? These are basic needs that we need pretty much as humans. Um, they're vital things such as food, water, breathing, shelter, and clothing, and for all obvious reasons are essential to everyday life and for functioning. The next are security and safety. These include employment and financial stability, health, or can be attributed to living in a safe neighborhood. The safety and security aspect is also a great way to all these things. If you have them and you don't need to worry about them, then you can move on to more complex needs such as social needs. This involves friendships, family, community involvement, religious events, and romantic relationships. Social needs are essential to avoid depression, loneliness, anxiety, and other psychological conditions. Social needs are very important, especially in the business world, to work as a team and to be productive of whatever field you're in. I mean, you're obviously going to need some kind of social need, whether you have to answer to your boss or a whole group of people. Social needs are extremely important. Esteem needs. Esteem needs are more important than the previous because it involves confidence, self worth, and are essential for achievement. Esteem needs are important because it allows you to do your job well, and if you have confidence in yourself, you can have confidence in motivating your team within your organization and build that confidence and help build up your team and really have a nice positive outlook and achieve some really great goals. Self actualization. Now, this is a more complex, this is the most complex part of the hierarchy, and Maslow describes it as it may be loosely described as a full use and exploitation of talents, capabilities, and potentials. Such people seem to be fulfilling them and to be doing the best that they are capable of doing. They are people who have developed or are developing the full stature of which they are capable. So if you fit all your other needs It allows you to be more, I guess, self-aware of what you can do, where you can go, and how you can get there. That's the best way to put it. And these are really important within organizational behavior and especially to motivation and to success. And that's the key. The next is McClelland's motivational need theory. American David McClelland achieved a doctorate in psychology at Yale University in the early 1940s. He specialized in motivational and achievement needs. His theory includes three main characteristics: the need for achievement, the need for authority and power, and the need for affiliation. A great quote by him is, "Outstanding American men seem to see power as something you use in order to correct someone who's wrong, to change them, to show them you see more in the situation than the boss does." Outstanding American women, on the other hand, see power as a resource, something you can use to get people together and to gain commitment. That's very interesting, kind of showing the two aspects between genders and how they can work towards different positive aspects within the organization. Achievement. So the need for achievement includes seeking advancement for jobs by accomplishing realistic and challenging goals. McClelland believed that the achievement motivated people are oftentimes the people who accomplish things and obtain great results. And there are tons of people that, you could go to the guy who owns Facebook. He saw what he could achieve. He challenged himself. He was able to achieve that goal, and now he's worth millions of dollars. The need for authority and power. The need for authority and power focuses on being an impactful and effective in order to attain a stronger personal status. And they say some people are born to be leaders, and somewhat that's true, but also people want to move up, and nobody wants to stay stale in the organization. They all want to have a little bit more authority so they can better direct and be a better employee in general and have a career that they can advance in. And there's a great quote by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he says, "My relationship to power and authority is that I'm all for it. People need somebody to watch over them. 95% of the people in the world need to be told what to do and how to behave." And this is very interesting, and he obviously achieved a governor status coming from an immigrant from Austria, somebody who believed in himself. I think Maslow's theory definitely applies to Arnold Schwarzenegger and what he accomplished. He definitely has self-actualization in order to accomplish the things that he's done. And it also shows that he says that people need to be told and how to behave. And this is also very true, I'm sure, especially later on in your career. Once you get a little wiser in your career field, you can definitely direct better with authority and power as your part of your structure. There's also the need for affiliation. Now, the need for affiliation is an increase on social interactions and can be considered a team player. People with affiliation work better when they are complemented for cooperation. Key to affiliation is to strive for people to relate effectively. This is very important, especially within an organization, because it's an organization. It's built up with people. You're going to have to interact with people, sometimes in HR, sometimes maybe in accounts payable, sometimes, maybe an operations manager or just different managers on different projects, or a finance person or marketing or whatever. Whatever the organization, you're going to have to be able to have that need for affiliation to relate effectively. That way you guys can come together and cooperate and really make that organization great, because it doesn't just take one person, it takes the whole organization, and that's why affiliation is definitely vital. Another thing I'd like to talk about is the importance of job design. Now, job design is a crucial part of maintaining and improving a business. It allows for specific responsibilities, tasks, and duties in order for a candidate to be chosen for a specific objective. Job design can be extremely beneficial by clearly outlining objectives and work processes clearly. Job design is very important. It gives people the structure, kind of touches on the power and authority, where you be able to put people in a position where they can tell people what to do and pick the right person to do it, and really strive and maintain uh, a right, good organization with the right people in the right place. So the job design decisions, the who is the mental and physical characteristics of the workforce. The what is the task to be performed. The where is the geographic locale of an organization, the location of work areas. The when is the time of day and the occurrence of workflow. And the why is the organizational rationale for the job. Objectives and motivation of the worker. How is the method of performance and motivation. And this is ultimate to the job structure. And it shows you how much of an influence job design has on motivation. Definitely on the why and the how. Shows you exactly how to achieve a great job structure in your organization and allow it to be a very powerful, strong organization. And by implementing job design in the workplace, you can manage your employees more efficiently and strategically. And that's picking the right person for the job. Kind of touched on that a little earlier. And that's exactly what it is picking the right person, whether it be power and authority, or maybe there's one that's more of a team player with affiliation. There's certain people that can do certain jobs better. That's just a fact. And job design can really help you in that. That way you're not bouncing around, and you can have people work on your strong points. That way your organization remains great. Goals are also important. So setting goals. Goals are another way to establish clear and concise ways of conducting business to keep your operation running like a well-oiled machine. Goals can increase persistence, create more determination, and are essential to strategic action plans. Whether you are building a house or selling shoes, goals are fundamental to any successful business operation. And there are tons of goals that can be out there, whether it be bonuses or quota you have to meet, or maybe you want to lay a certain amount of concrete or build a certain amount of framing in a certain day in order to meet your time limit on your quote of your job. Just depends on what you're doing, but goals are definitely essential to any operation because it gives you something to work for, something to be motivated for, and really accomplish. And then afterwards, you get the great satisfaction of achieving those goals. And by setting goals, you can keep track of your budget, project management, and keep your business running like clockwork. There are several ways you can gain knowledge from setting goals, such as feedback from employees, assuring they are realistic, and give you an opportunity to measure for future endeavors. Also, this touches on the way goals can help you in future. Maybe you didn't meet your goals, but you can figure out why. You can get feedback from employees, see what they think. Maybe you worked them at bad hours, or maybe there wasn't enough people to do the job at the time. Feedback from employees can be very crucial, and they can help you reset your goals and re-strategize your job design, and really trial and error, and really make your business better in any sense. And you assuring they're realistic. Of course, you don't want to have some crazy unrealistic goal where you're gonna build a house in 2 weeks with 4 employees. They're just going to be overworked and underdetermined, and you'll never motivate them to do that. You're just going to, that's a bad way of doing things. So you got to make sure they're realistic. And also, you can measure it for future endeavors. Say you did one house and you did well on it and you plan on doing another one, well, you can say, well, maybe we can do this a little better. You know, maybe the concrete took too long or whatever. Um, you can really set a goal, and if you didn't achieve some goals or some goals work better than others, maybe you can reflect on it and change your time management and really manage your business better in your organization. And that concludes my presentation. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask.